I'm super excited to like kind of hear your story because it seems like you do everything, and I don't have a clue how you manage your time. So, how and what do you do?
So like when it comes to training, I work out, and I recently competed in powerlifting. That's been a goal for a long time, but the pandemic made me have to postpone it. But I made it, and it was fun. But out of that, right now I'm doing university full time, and also working full time with content creation like Twitch and Instagram and all these social media platforms.
It's
Um,
it's crazy how you manage your time, though. You know what I mean? Like you full time here, full time that, then training.
yeah,
How do you do
yeah.
that?
Well, usually I have this like I write down every day what I'm gonna do, so I don't get confused and miss out on things. Like it's are things I was gonna do today. Because I don't like to plan too much. Just like with diet plans and stuff, I don't do these either. I think it takes away the fun if you have too much structure. So I kind of like, this is things I have to do this week. And then I have that list. And then I try to get some things done every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Usually I do more than I plan on.
It like
Nice.
it reduces the anxiety of it, right? If you don't plan everything meticulously to the minute. I think you can do that, and I think it can be very beneficial sometimes, but it depends on the type of person you are, right?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's as long as you know that you're going in the right direction, then you know you're doing the right thing. And some days you can't do everything you want to do, and some days you do more, and that's fine as long as it's going in the right direction.
Totally. So how was your first powerlifting?
Oh, it was great. I just wonder, like they told me, I just lived enough to qualify for the nationals.
You did?
But I yeah, easy. I did that like on my I wanted to do it on my first lift, but I did a little bit lighter. But I won that one, and I qualified. Of course, I qualified, but it was yeah, I don't know. I've never competed before. I've only been like, watching YouTube in slow motion, be like, oh, okay, you gotta squat that deep. And this one, they decided on like this, so this is what I should look for and stuff. But it's very different to actually be there in person and hear the commands and be like, oh, it's me. It's not some person I'm watching on the TV. I'm doing this now. That was so cool. And people are so like it's a team. Like it's not like it's you compete against other people, right? Like you're individuals competing, but like they cheer for you and you cheer for them, even though like you're not in the same team or anything. It's so nice that like in the audience as well. Like I went there, I didn't know anyone, but there were people cheering for me in the audience. I'm like, dude, thanks. And I was cheering for like it was so cool. I love that. I've heard before that the community is nice in powerlifting because everybody cheers for everybody, but like that was so nice.
Yeah, it's super cool, like the camaraderie you get. Like everyone just wants you to do your best. You know what I mean? No one wants you to bomb out.
Exactly. And then like when it's getting closer, like are they gonna make a lift or no? Like everyone's like, come on, like the entire room, everybody's just like, let's do it. Everybody cheers them on. It's so cool.
Yeah, totally. So what's next? Like you said you qualified for nationals.
Oh yeah, I won the nationals too.
Oh my god.
But there's a lot of championships going on right now. So like it's a junior nationals, I should say. But I know there's strong people that weren't at the competition. So officially, I am the Swedish champion junior in the 69 weight class. But I have I'm not the best, but on paper it looks nice. But I'm just because I wanted to meet them because I've been fangirling a bit, So I was a bit sad that they didn't show up. But I'm also happy because it made me have the gold. It's pretty cool to have on the CV like that.
That's
But I will meet
crazy.
them. Yeah, I qualified for the senior. I'm a junior next year as well, but I qualified for the senior national mastership next year. So hopefully I will meet them then, and I can talk to them.
It's like meeting your idols, right? Like the people that kind of got you into this thing, and now you can actually see them in the flesh rather than seeing them behind a computer screen. Like, it's a super weird thing. Cool. Like, you do feel like, I mean, I feel like a fangirl, never mind you.
Yeah, it's so cool. I look forward to it.
Yeah. So
but it's next year.
How long you been training like that?
Oh, also in the gym, I've been going to the gym like 6 years, I think. But I figured out powerlifting about 2 years ago, that it is a sport. And I just started trying a bit. And I don't like it. I don't like too much structure. So I just go to the gym and I do what I feel like pretty much. But I realized after I knew about powerlifting, I realized that I think it's fun to lift heavy. And like I used to do it before, but not in the compound movements. Like I did it with hip thrust and like some other exercises. But then when I realized how it's bench, squat, and deadlift, and then I've never benched before, but now I'm really good at benching. So now I love benching.
What I've noticed is there's a lot of Swedish ladies are naturally fucking strong.
Yeah. Oh, one thing to add, that the gyms in Sweden are usually very good. It's a pretty high standard in the gym. And also it's very much common knowledge a bit how to work out and what to eat. Because we learn that in school. I don't know what it's like in New Zealand, but I feel like the general idea of workouts and stuff, people have a pretty good idea about it. So it's not so far to become good, because it's always around the corner, kind of, if you want to. There's so many good athletes in like most things when it comes to Sweden. Like there's in both all the fitness categories and also especially powerlifting, there's super strong people.
Yeah, like insanely strong people. And I think that's really cool how they brought it into like grassroots and teaching the education at the start, rather than, you know, throwing people in the deep end and allowing them to figure out how to swim. I know like back home, like it's very much of a, you just figure this out, you know, which is the UK. I'm not really too sure here, but it's more like that culture of like trying to like create that culture of, you probably should like look after yourself and be kind of strong and healthy, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, powerlifting is an extreme sport, but just going to the gym in general is super healthy for you, for anyone.
Yeah, for sure. So what are you what are you setting your sights on next in powerlifting?
Well, yeah, the nationals next year, the senior nationals. I didn't plan on competing more than once, really, because I just wanted to have it on paper, kind of, because I love to lift. I'm not so much for competing, actually. I thought, but I mean, I was happy to win because it was such a close fight at the end. I'm like, dude. But I don't know what I want to do with anything, really. I want to travel though.
Oh, where do you want to go?
New Zealand, for example. There's a lot of places actually, but that's been on my list for a long time because my friend traveled there and they speak so good about it.
Yeah, it's a really, really cool place. You know, there's not many places in the world where you can like not have any mobile phone reception and not care about it. You know what I mean? Just kind of drop off the grid and go do whatever you want to do, pull up into a small town, get a coffee, and then just like fuck off again. Like it's nice. It's nice. And a couple of waterfalls to look at. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
I definitely want to try, but
I was gonna say, is there any bears in Sweden?
Is what bad?
Is there any bears?
Like what do you say?
A brown bear. A grizzly
bear. Bears. Yeah, we have bears, I guess. Bears. I haven't seen. I haven't seen one. They're probably more north.
I thought so, but I mean, I'd never been to Sweden. I've been to Denmark, but I never went over to Sweden.
Yes, well, what I'm from the south. It's pretty much the same climate as Denmark. It's like the same. I don't know if they have bears there, but we should have bears in Sweden.
Are you Googling it?
Yeah, we do have bears. Bears. The brown bears.
Yeah,
I've only
brown.
seen them on zoos, so I don't know actually how like common they are, but we do have them.
Crazy. Yeah, that's another thing. Like over here, like there's like no wild animal that will kill you.
Oh, we do have those, and we have like elk, I think they call.
Oh, the elks, yeah.
But usually and we have wolves. Well, maybe not many. Like it's pretty peaceful here if you compare it to New Zealand. Definitely.
Wow. Where else do you want to go traveling?
Oh, I want to go everywhere. I don't know. I know I want to go to Australia and New Zealand. And I've been
So
to
different, right?
yeah, well, it's both like nature, and I've heard people are very warm in Australia. It'd be cool. I don't know how the gyms are either, but I've done my competition. I'm not bound to the gyms anymore, but I love to go to the gym. So that's something when traveling, that it's hard to find gyms that live up to the standard that you're looking for.
Yeah, for sure. I have heard that the gym culture in Australia though is rather big.
Nice.
Yeah. Like especially like the functional fitness scene, like the CrossFit scene, that style of gym. They're plowing a lot of money into it. And there's some fucking rad gyms coming out of Australia at the moment, which is really cool. It's definitely somewhere to look at.
Nice. I didn't know that. I will look it up.
I think there's it always improves the sport and the grassroots area of sport and fitness when people end up winning, right? People win world championships. Like they have the lady Tia Claire Toomey who won the CrossFit Games for a while, and inevitably it ends up trickling down, right? That's why people spend so much money on Olympics. Is if you win gold medals, hopefully one more kid's gonna do like ultimate slalom or some shit.
People are so talented. It's like if you just put effort into it, like it's crazy. Especially like CrossFit is such a all around sport. Like there's so many things you gotta be good at to be like good. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's rough.
Oh yeah, I used to be a swimmer in the past, so we did some CrossFit back then. I think that's helped me in the bench because you get strong upper body.
What was your event?
Sports? Oh, what was my event?
Yeah, in swimming.
Oh, like what style I swam?
Yeah.
I did medley and breaststroke, like middle distance. Pretty. I use a little bit of everything.
I used to swim. My event was 200-meter breaststroke.
Nice. That's what I used to do because nobody else wanted to do it.
Yeah.
That's nice though.
I liked it because it was the slowest event. You know what I mean? Yeah. I usually jumped in the pool and the water jumped out. You know what I mean? Like I was a bit of a heavy kid. Like it wasn't going to be the best swimmer.
Oh, that's fine. Nice. I like it when it's like kind of long laps. If you're having a fight, like dude, that's intense.
Yeah, it's fuck. I've not swam in so long. Like you have to like drag me to the pool these days because I went like twice a day for years. And now I just do not want to go anywhere near a pool.
I feel you. I competed in swimming and I was a swimmer for 11 years. So I went a lot as well. And then when I quit, I just quit. But I became a swim teacher then at the Canary Islands. So I kind of had but it was never like the same. Like I wouldn't go and swim and randomly do like 200 meters or just 1,000. Like I never did sessions. I would be like, I'm just teaching this now. My career is over. I'm not doing this.
I keep my feet on land. I'm not getting in the water. Yeah. I've noticed a lot of swimmers, like when they quit, they like go cold turkey. They completely quit. Like it's one of those spots that it takes so much like dedication and determination that once they end up putting the goggles up, they're done.
Yeah, but I do think that I have seen a lot of swimmers that quit, but they still they have the dedication in them if they started swimming when they were kids, that they can become good at many sports just because they're like, I used to practice 6 times per week. You get so much time, you need to fill the time with something.
So that is true.
Yeah, a lot of good athletes in various sports have a swimmer background, I think.
Yeah, or gymnastics.
Oh yeah, gymnastics as well, or something similar to that.
Is gymnastics big in Sweden?
I'm not sure, but I think a lot of people do it. Yeah, probably a lot of people do it. I did it when I was younger as well for a short while, but then I was a coach instead as well.
I'm hearing a common trend here.
Yeah. I never did I was in circus when I was a kid, so I never did it. There's a lot of technique, point your toes and stuff in gymnastics that I just didn't do because it was for performance. So if I make a flick flack or back handspring, they say in gymnastics, I do it with my legs out and I can make a split out of it instead of landing properly and doing this and this trick, but I can do something completely different because I'm not doing it for the same purpose. I think it's more fun like that, but I do understand the gymnastics teaching as well.
So I read somewhere, right, and I have no idea how you do it, about contortion.
Oh yeah, flexibility.
Talk to me about that, because that's fucking rad.
That's a story. Me and my sister was in the circus when we were kids, like a circus school, not the circus that travels around, no animals. It's called new circus. I don't know the correct term in English, but it's a circus with only people, no animals. So, and we did partner acrobatics. I lifted her, I threw her a bit and stuff. But then she had an accident where she fell 8 meters from rock climbing, and she crushed her foot, she broke her elbow, and she had to go with ambulance helicopter. But we had work for the circus, right? So she's amazing, dude. She was in a wheelchair, and then she learned how to do I don't know, it's a Diablo. It's two sticks and a string, and you kind of juggle with it. And she learned that, and then I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? So I started getting into flexibility because that's something that I found interesting, and because we couldn't perform together, right? So then I practiced a lot of flexibility, and I pushed myself really hard. I had a lot of pain at some point. I felt like both my legs went dislocated, but they didn't. It just felt like that. I don't think they dislocated because the pain wasn't for that long, but I couldn't walk for a while. But then I just after I've got the splits and I got some other things, and then I'm like, okay, I kind of want to keep going. So yeah, I want to know if I practice a lot of flexibility. I'm pretty much, I can sit on my head now, more or less.
You can what?
So I can sit on my head. If I lay on the ground, I can have my butt. If I warm up properly. But it's really cool. It's so weird seeing your feet in front of your face. That's my feet.
What the?
And it feels so weird. Your right foot is your right foot and your left foot is your left foot, right? But it's so confusing when you see them like that from this weird view.
So you lay on your front and you're able to bend your legs all the way around so it goes in front of your head.
Yeah. But it's good to be flexible. In my military education, they said one of my captains, he complimented me because I do LMG, right? So he said that he'd never seen anyone move so smoothly with the weapon without following the instructions. I did follow the instructions, but the body position I had was not the same as the general common one. But I shot very well though. It was just that I I moved differently. He said maybe we should have more circus performance during this.
Give a lot of circus performance, some weapons. Yeah, just follow me.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that if you build strength and flexibility, no matter what, you have your body and you're always gonna have use. You're gonna make use in some way, like less prone to like pain and stuff. Like there's just good good effects by working out.
Do you have a national service, or was it just like education to like a military school?
No, it's what is it called? Compulsory.
Yeah, national service as we call it.
Oh yeah, that I had that. But I took it only 4 months because my streaming career looked pretty well.
Wow.
And being off 4 months, because I took the shortest, it was 4 months. Even that was painful, and I had to rebuild the community. But if I would have been gone for 1 year, I don't think I would have been able to recover that well. It was really fun, but I would never want to work with military as full-time thing. So
what do you do streaming wise? Again, that's completely foreign to me. I have no idea about these things.
Oh, I do pretty much anything. Like I used to live at Canary Islands, and then I stream like sunsets. And I've been traveling, so I talk to people, and I've been doing the gym as well. I play games. I like first-person shooter games. I talk a lot about anything. Like people just join chat and ask me random questions, or I don't know. I just try to entertain and try to be a positive effect on somebody's life. So yeah. But I'm so lucky because the community that I have with my company on Twitch, like they're my best friends, and I would never find them if I wasn't streaming. It's really cool. The online world is crazy, man. Everyone, like, you can find so many awesome people. You can never, like, if you only like talk to people close to you, you will never understand how many amazing people there are, like, everywhere.
Totally.
It's a nice thing with traveling as well. You get some more input of other people's lives.
For me, it's like the perspective, people's different perspectives on life in general, or just certain topics. It's like you talk to someone and they have a point of view that you would never have like guessed, even if you would have had a million years to like figure it out. You're like, wow, you look at it that way. That's incredible. Like, let's talk about that. And I think that's for me, that's the most like crazy thing about being connected or traveling, but being connected to people all around the world, because you're like, holy shit. That's why you look at it from being from Sweden and being a circus and going all these crazy things. You're like, wow, okay, like maybe I'm gonna like take something from that.
Exactly. Like, you can only live once, but you can learn from everybody else that you talk to. Like, we all have different lives, but like we can share it and we can learn things even though we never experience it ourselves.
Yeah, and the people probability of you're gonna meet someone, right? So you're gonna like travel and you're gonna walk past someone on the street and they're gonna walk past you on the street and you're both gonna like end up in conversation. It's so fucking small. Yeah, like,
and so on Swedish. But that's nice. Yeah. Dude, I don't know if you know that, but Swedish people are pretty reserved in general.
Oh, really?
So it's hard to get these connections if you're in Sweden and you start talking to a stranger and you're like, what? I mean, unless they're drunk.
Unless they're drunk.
Yeah, at parties, people like Swedes are cool at parties, I would say. But that's why I want to travel as well. Because when I lived in Spain, for example, the gym closed, and the gym owner, instead of like, oh, you have to go home, he's like, we're gonna go out now. You want to join us? I'm like, what? That would never ever happen in Sweden. Like, people are so open and welcoming in some cultures, and if I never travel, I wouldn't understand that at all. Even though I think it should be normal that people just invite people and take care and help each other out and stuff. It's not how it works here. So it's really good to get to know other cultures and stuff, so you can learn things that you wouldn't otherwise.
Like, culture and society and those little intricacies of, the connection between other human beings is really fucking crazy if you think about it. Like, we're all the same, right? Yet, because we kind of grew up with different languages or in a different place with whatever, like the cultures of the people are like so different.
Yeah, for real. it's cool that we can share these things.
Yeah, and there's always little nuggets of like wisdom buried deep within all of them, right? And it's like, I'm only ever going to learn one thing if I stick in Manchester, if I stick in the UK or in the Northern Hemisphere or whatever, like Europe. It's like, well, why don't you just travel around? You get to take the benefits from everything.
Yeah, and for now, like the pandemic and stuff, it makes it hard to travel, but they always have the internet. Some places are less toxic than others. But
yeah, people are quick to shit on the internet, right?
Yeah, especially if they have opinions not based on information at times. I get a lot of comments on my powerlifting style. I'm following all the powerlifting rules, but people that don't work out, they're like, you're gonna break your back. But yeah, you gotta be a little bit like skeptical sometimes with what you read.
Yeah, 100%. And like people are quick to jump on the bandwagon of you're doing it wrong, and it's, you know, progress is addictive, right? But it's also, it highlights that people don't do anything with their life or with their time. So if they see you doing multiple things, they're like, nah, fuck this lady, because she's actually doing something and I'm kind of just spinning my wheels.
Yeah, but I just want to inspire. Like, but I see a lot of people getting inspired as well, and a lot of people inspire me. We gotta remember that there's a lot of good, even though sometimes the bad is louder.
Like, I once heard a quote from one of my mentors was, learn to listen to the silent minority rather than the loud majority. No, other way around. Learn to listen to the silent majority rather than the loud minority.
Yeah.
That didn't make any sense the first time.
Yeah, no, it does, definitely. Especially like now I'm thinking of like TikTok comments and stuff like that. Definitely. Not because somebody's loud doesn't mean that they're right.
Yeah, so true. I got a couple of questions because I know you need to jump off onto your stream, and I don't want to stop you. You're like million.
I'm sorry.
Full-time job.
I'm showing up a bit late. I'm sorry.
No. Like I said, like, first of all, technology is not my game, and second of all, like it's being slow as fuck recently. So I'm just really appreciative of your time. Never mind.
Me too.
Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got some questions, and especially with like your background and experience in literally like everything, I think these are going to be pretty cool questions. What's the greatest piece of life advice you've ever received?
That's a tough one to just take out of there. Let's see. The greatest life advice. I've gotten so many, but some of them are so small, particular, like for scenarios. Like it sounds a bit sad, but that there's not really a meaning with anything, and if you believe that, then you don't really have anything to lose. Like, just try to make the best out of it, because that's all you have.
I can run with that.
Yeah,
like 100%. I usually think about that quite often.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of philosophical roots in that one, but I do think that, like, yeah, everything is temporary as well, because even if you're having a good moment right now, it's gonna pass. So try to make the most out of it, and if you're having a bad situation right now, it's also gonna pass, because it's also temporary.
The only constant in life is change, right?
Yeah, it's always changing.
Yeah, it's like the paradox of life. You know, we try and apply logic to life's paradox and call it intelligence.
Yeah, what
sounds like stupidity to me.
What about you?
Me, greatest life advice.
Yeah.
Perception is reality. Are you Googling the translation?
Yeah. It's Einstein. I think it's Einstein. Oh, dude, there were a lot of things on this quote. Some of them are in reverse, and some of them are good. Okay, well, interesting.
Yeah, I think well, I'm fascinated how people see things. And
Me too.
how things can be like taken, you know what I mean? Like we can sit opposite each other on a table, right? And we can put like a vase in front of us, and I'm going to see one side and you're going to see the other side. And like if we can't get up and walk to the other side of the room and see your side and you see my side, through like conversing, we have to like describe what we see. And then you can kind of be like, oh, okay, that's what it's like on the other side of the vase. Like I'm fascinated by that, because we could be seeing exactly the same shit, or the item could be the same, but what we perceive in our brain is like completely different.
Yeah, because we have different memories and stuff, and how we react to certain things, and they trigger something in you that doesn't get triggered in me the same way. It's so many things. I agree.
Yeah, I think it's crazy, and I like, again, diving into it and be figuring out why. I'm like, oh, why do you think it takes you there? And then we kind of go back, and then stories come out, and usually there's a lot of lessons and wisdom laced within stories. And I think that's all we are, right? We're just organic stories that kind of float on by to the end of your life, and then we'll then float on somewhere else. And I think that's kind of cool, being able to share those, with strangers, with friends, with whoever.
Yeah, it's crazy cool that we get to do that.
Yeah. Develop language, right? The second question is, what's the worst piece of life advice you've ever received?
Oh, the worst. Oh, there's so many, but right now I'm thinking about like toxic positivity.
Yeah.
That stuff like, oh, you shouldn't be sad because other people are sadder, or stuff like that. Or I asked someone, how are you feeling? And he said, I'm always good. Always. I can't feel bad, because if I would start feeling bad, I would feel so bad. I would complain about everything. And people are having it way worse than me. I'm so happy. And I'm like, dude, even though somebody else feels worse than you, it doesn't mean that you are not feeling bad. Like, you are important, and you don't always have to be happy, because if you were always happy, it would not be happiness. It would just be a neutral mode. I think it's important to feel sad as well, and not everything should be about being happy, but sometimes, sometimes you gotta feel sad. Things happen, and you gotta react to that, and maybe that is gonna help you to be happier in the long run if you want to do that. But not toxic positivity is just my it's okay to feel good and to feel bad. There's more to life than just to be happy.
I love that. And like, it's allowing your feelings and your emotions, right? Rather than kind of numbing yourself in this middle ground. Like, if you're always happy, right, then by definition you're not happy. You're in this like state of like constant, and that doesn't mean you're happy. That just means you're kind of stuck in this like melancholy state. Same thing if you're sad. If you're always sad, you're kind of stuck in this middle ground. It's like, no. It's the point of undulating and bouncing between the two. And they're okay. Whether you're in either side, it's okay. Your feelings are valid.
Yeah, and it's okay to fail, and it's okay to succeed. Like, you will try to learn from both anyway.
100%.
What about you?
Be realistic.
Think that's bad?
Yeah, I think that's the worst thing I've ever been told.
Explain.
Yeah, it's, if I was being realistic, I would stay where I was. Didn't grow up with a lot of money. In fact, we grew up with practically nothing, with just my mum. So if I was being realistic, I'd be in the same place. Being realistic, I wouldn't be able to train anymore because of a lot of injuries and all that sort of shit. I definitely wouldn't be over in New Zealand. Definitely wouldn't have published a book. Definitely wouldn't be talking to you on a podcast. So I'm like, yeah, like, all this isn't realistic. Walking into a room and flicking a switch and then there being light is not realistic.
No, I like that.
It's only
Good
realistic
job.
now because someone took the impossible and made it possible, right?
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
Yeah. So
Also, yeah, getting out of your comfort zone is also so good.
mm,
You never know if you don't try, right?
100%. We're just all walking fuck ups. You just got to keep on failing, right?
Yeah. Try to learn and keep going.
That's it. Last question, right? Is
Oh yeah.
I can't remember it now. Oh yeah, 3 words you tell your younger self.
Oh, oh, that's 4. Can I do 4?
You can
Wait.
have 4. I'll let you have 4.
Well, the first one that popped up in my head that it's gonna be okay. But that's that's so comforting. But it's always gonna be okay in some way. Yeah, yeah. I was feeling very, very bad when I was younger. I thought that everyone was better than me, and I was a waste of space, kind of some bullying and some other bad stuff going on. And it shaped my self-image a lot, and I still feel it, obviously. But I think it's good because I got a lot of empathy that helped me a lot as a coach. But then knowing that it's all gonna be okay, like it's temporary, these things, like I wish I got to not just hear it but also believe it earlier, because sometimes everything feels so much at the moment, but then if you try to zone out, then you see a bigger picture and you're like, oh, this is something I want to do, and this goal, and even though it's tough right now, but I'm working towards that, or better things are coming, or you make them come, you get them, you chase it. You just gotta know what you want.
Yeah, and like going through all that stuff, made you who you are today, right? And it made you be able to connect with people that might be going through it right now, or have had gone through it, or potentially will go through it. So you can only ever take the positive from that. Like, yeah, it was shit in the time, and yeah, it might come back and knock on your shoulder a couple of times, and you've got to deal with that. But at the end of the day, like, you're able to connect with people on much a deeper level, because like you can empathize with them rather than just be like, oh, that must be shit. It's like, no, you can actually like feel what they're going through.
I am not grateful that I was bullied and stuff, but I'm grateful that I went through some challenges so that I can, well, in a way, I guess, that I can understand people better, I think, in those scenarios as well. What about you?
3 words.
What's some advice you would give? Yeah.
See another
can
side.
Make it 3. See another side.
Yeah, it goes back to the perception.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
nice.
I was very very one-sided, very quick to anger kid, just because of like my own kind of nature of the way I'm built is kind of like that. And then also the nurture as well, like the place I kind of grew up in kind of molded that. So it was always like, nah, I like saw one side and usually was ready to fucking tear everything apart really quickly. And you learn over the years of that destroys more things than it makes. And inevitably will end up destroying me because of it. So
yeah, it's hard to break patterns. So good job for doing that, really.
Oh, thank you.
Especially if you grew up during circumstances where that was like the normal take.
Yeah, I think self-awareness is something that everyone needs, and I think it's the greatest thing that we could ever do for ourselves, is to highlight to ourselves what we're not good at, right, and our natural limitations.
I agree. I'm also working a lot on the self-awareness and stuff. Have you heard about Ikigai?
Ikigai? No,
yeah,
I don't think
it's
so.
Japanese, but it's like translates ish to our purpose to live. But I I was talking to my stream yesterday about that. Like it's a I don't remember what it's called, but it's just 4 circles.
Yeah.
And then in the middle is Ikigai, and it's about like about that. And it's like, do what you love, do what you're good at, do what the world needs, and do something that you can get rewarded for, so you can like survive, get paid for, right? And then if you do all these four, if you do all these four, you're gonna find like life purpose. But there's so many ideas of what life purpose is, and some of them I've done a lot of research lately. Some of them are just about like the hustle culture, which I find a bit toxic. But I found that the Ikigai one, you should read onto that. That was pretty cool. But yeah,
I'll dive into that. Like I like ancient Japanese culture. I think there's a lot of wisdom in there that we can take from it, especially apply it to like the Western world. I think purpose is like a man-made thing. I think we create it.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, just like, you probably like that one too, I feel like.
Thank you. Do you know how to spell it?
I can write in the chat here.
Well,
Ikigai. Yeah, it's English.
Okay, cool. I've got it down. I've got my homework now. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you. This has been super nice.
You know where I am when you come traveling to fucking New Zealand.
Let's go.
Easy. Yeah, we'll grab a coffee, throw some bars around, go to the gym. No problem.
Awesome.
Talk some philosophy.
Yeah,
I ain't doing the splits, so putting my feet all the way and bending it all the way around in front of my face. That's not gonna happen.
You can practice, but be careful.
I'm gonna save that for you. You can do that. All right.
Thank you. This was super nice.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Take care.
Speak soon.
You too. Bye.
Bye.